But here she comes. Danica Patrick's going to lead a lap at Talladega.
And I think the crowd loves the fact that she just led that lap.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to video 1 of the Cards that Diecast 4 presents Danica Patrick, a Prizm Racing Retrospective. In this showcase we are going to be displaying for you all the base cards, but the thing is though, with this showcase it's going to be a coast-to-coast showcase, meaning that every base card that you could have out of Prizm Racing will be showcased in this video. I also am going to be doing this with several of the colors as well. So let's go ahead and get right to it, because this is the baseline, so this is something that normally virtually everybody who has broken more than maybe 10 boxes worth of Prizm Racing has seen this card at some point. Nothing too fancy about it. It is number 10 on the checklist and did get a gem in 10 for this particular card. So even though this is a base card for Danica, I have seen these gem in 10 sell for about 15 to 20 bucks, even for the just standard base card like this. But you got to take into account how much money you got to spend to actually get the card graded, so even a gem mint 10 is not going to sell you all that much of a premium to be able to perhaps even cut even, or break even rather. Going on to the next card, this is number 57. This is what I like to call the car card for Danica Patrick back in her Nature's Bakery days in 2016, which was not a very good year, to be honest. I think that was probably her worst year on record. Gem mint 10 for the grade, so at least it did get the gem mint 10. Flipping it around, it is card number 57 on the checklist. Very small checklist for Prizm Racing, which is what I actually like about it. Only had 100 cards with the baseline, so it didn't have a lot of opportunity to really be too fluffed up as some of the other later releases have been, with having like 6 or 7 Dale Jr. cards and things of this such. But this is card number 80 right here. This is from the driver introduction section of the Prizm Racing 100 card baseline, and it got a gem mint 10. So there you go right there. Nothing too fancy as well, but all this is the new PSA Lighthouse label. If you're interested in the new label that they have out, I'm sure at some point they're going to have even a newer label, something that may even have like a little smart chip in it. But right now that's the newest label that they have. And now we are going to go into the I won't say, what do you say, not, I won't even call this a short print, but just an insert. And this one right here is the competitors insert. Danica was part of the competitors line. I think there was 9 drivers that consisted of this line, either 9 or 12, I'm not sure. But in this instance, either way, it's number C3, and it got a gem mint 10 on the grade. So very nice deal right there. Flipping the card around, and it's gem mint 10 for a base competitors. Moving on down, here's another insert. This time it's for qualifying times. This one also has a gem mint 10 grade. I believe once again it's either 9 or 12 drivers, I'm not too sure, that are specific to this line. Danica is one of them. And this is something that you could find across all of the spectrum of Prizm Racing releases, whether it be hobby boxes, blaster boxes, or with fat packs. Now this here is a release Danica Patrick machinery die cut. This is the only die cut from Prizm Racing that Danica has, and this could only be found in either fat packs or in blasters, but primarily in blasters. The fat packs are really for the red, white, and blue parallels. This one has a gem mint 10, so a gem mint 10 die cut for machinery Danica Patrick. And going to the back, it is numbered M2. Number M2 for those who are keeping track with that. Gem mint 10 of the only die cut for Danica Patrick from the Prizm Racing line. And so now that will do it for the cards themselves, the individual cards. Now we are actually going to get into relic cards, and there was no, or rather I will take that back, there is base autographs, but we will get to that in the refractor line. Once again, gem mint 10, very lucky so far. Solid black patch, which I like. In fact, I think, no, this isn't the one right here, but at least it does have a solid black patch. You can see a little bit of the cording, but it's still, there's enough tire or rubber on it to where it doesn't have that ugly cording that you see there. Gem mint 10, this is the team race used. This is what you find in the blaster or fat packs. This is not what you would find in the hobby boxes. If we flip it around, no number on the back. It is RTDP for those of you who are looking at the checklist number. And this comes from exclusively the hobby boxes. This is the hobby tire version, and this is a base as well, Gem Mint 10 for the grade. And this is what I was talking about, at least this one here. When we zoom in, if I could get it, had to turn off the light here, you can see right there it does have some text in it. I'm not sure exactly, looks like perhaps it has some sort of racing would be the entire word, if you could make that out, if it was possible, but I'm presuming that a CING seems like the 3 or 4 letters that you see right there. There's some sort of emblem that we got a piece of that as well. But with these tire relics, that's about as fancy as you're going to get outside of the one of ones. There really is no color with any other parallel to the tire outside of the one of ones. I will say that for Prizm. So flipping the card around, it is much like the retail version in that there's no number. So Gem Mint 10 though nonetheless for hobby version of the tire for Danica Patrick. Now we will go to the final 2 cards in this video, and it will be the fire suits. We will start off with the retail version. This is the Fire Suit Fabrics, and they usually call this Fire Suit Fabrics Team or Team Fire Suit Fabrics. The PSA has a Fire Suit Fabrics Team. This is not what you will find in the hobby boxes. I pulled 2 of these, or rather I bought one from eBay and pulled one pack fresh. This is the one I pulled pack fresh, both of which got the Mint 9 grade. I would have not been able to get the Gem Mint 10 grade. Had I been able to do that, I would have been able to shut out this whole video with Gem Mint 10s, but unfortunately this is going to be the black sheep of the family. This particular card is numbered 25 of 75. The fire suits are all numbered, even the bases are, and so this one here, the retail base for Danica, is 75. And then finally we're going to close out this video showcase as it is coast to coast. This will be the last base relic or base card that you can get for Danica, and this is from the hobby version, hobby boxes of the Fire Suit Fabrics. The Fire Suit Fabrics emphasize the driver in hobby form, and then the retail emphasizes the team, like a pit crew type deal. But they are all fire suits from Danica Patrick. And this got the Gem Mint 10, so like I said, I just missed out on getting all Gem Mint 10s for the bases, but unfortunately I was not able to do that. Pretty bland fire suit swatch right here. The fire suits, you could actually get a little bit of color and design, and you don't have to have the lowest of numbered cards. I know I used to own the Matt DiBenedetto checkered flag 1 of 1, and that swatch that was in that 1 of 1 card was almost essentially the same as I got with several blue, which were the blues were numbered to 75, I believe. But concerning Danica right here, once again, this is the hobby version, and it's just a bland blue swatch with a little bit of the blue stitching for the little blue circles and lines that would be throughout her uniform. And the hobby version of the fire suits, they all were numbered out of 50, I believe, and this one here is 17 of 50. I did have the car number 10 of 50, which I ended up selling because that swatch ended up getting a PSA 8. This one got the Gem Mint 10, so I decided to keep the Gem Mint 10 to myself. So that will do it for video 1 of the Danica Patrick Prizm Racing Retrospective. These were all of her base cards. And so for video 2, we are now going to head off into the Prizm Refractor, where we will be able to see our first piece of ink.